We were with Tariq and Hercules when they passed. We were holding them and telling them that we love them, and we're very sorry that we failed them. And it was just very, very hard to watch my boys take their last breath.
On Friday, we had a very sad incident that happened. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning when my mom woke up hearing our wolf barking, and she came up into my room and says, "Come, the wolf's barking, he doesn't normally bark, let's go down and check."
Justin here from Jugomaro, and our lions have just been flipping poisoned. Elvis and Kai is already dead. Here's Elvis over here. Guys, I don't know what the I'm going to do. Elvis is gone. I can't believe this. Elvis.
On arrival, I saw my big white male lion tied up against the gate of the enclosure and chewing on the gate, which I thought that was quite weird. And on arriving basically by him, I actually thought his tooth got stuck on the gate and I thought he couldn't get out. And my mom was with me at the time, and I told my mom, just run up to the house quickly, go get the enclosure keys, let's see what's going on so I can get this cat off this gate.
I ran all the way back. I woke Maxine up. I said, please come help us because Elvis is stuck in the gate. So I ran back, got the key, and Justin opened the gate, and we loosened him, and we saw, well, he's breathing like really heavy. So we thought, okay, maybe could it be a snake or something happened, or maybe he's just distraught from being stuck for so long. So Justin opened his mouth and he's giving him mouth to mouth, and I can hear now he's really struggling.
And when I looked in his eyes were completely dilated. Not knowing that he could have eaten poison or digested in poison, I thought that this cat was maybe choking on something, that's why he was in so much pain. Elvis, our big white lion, lives with our very special golden tabby tiger. If you guys go do a bit of research on this cat, there's sadly only 30 of these cats left in the world. And in that time, I'm thinking, where's this cat? Why isn't he here? Because normally him and Elvis have a bond next to none. As I get to Kai, Kai was already basically stiff as a board, where he digested most of this poison into his system, and it was basically over for him.
I just arrived at the park on Thursday. I actually surprised my mum. She didn't know I was driving through on that day. She knew I was in the country, but it's a little bit far from the town. So she had no idea I was driving through on that day, and I arrived and I saw her, and it wasn't long. It was about 15 minutes or 20 minutes later. I just said, no, I have to come see my cats. I haven't seen them for almost 11 months. We weren't even asleep for 2 hours, and my mother awoke to the sound of our timber wolf, Bolt, barking hysterically. And as you know, wolves don't generally bark, so my mother knew immediately that something was wrong.
I started hearing my brown lions in the background, 2 enclosures away from where Elvis and Kai were poisoned, that they were starting to throw up and battle to breathe. And I thought, this is like the worst nightmare ever. What's happening with these cats? When I thought, like, why are these cats also getting sick? It automatically kicked into me, this is poison, this is what's happening with these cats. During the whole procedure, I did live feeds to show everybody, guys, these cats are being poisoned. We are looking for vets. We phoned vets in almost a 200-kilometer radius to come and help us, just to get an antidote to inject the cats to revive them from their ordeal that they're busy going through.
Justin's phoning the armed response guy from Helitech, and they got to actually quite quickly, and he just said, just don't go anywhere, because these guys that do this poaching, they're quite heavily armed. There we found the pelt of the rabbits. It was freshly slaughtered just near the lion's enclosure. So obviously they cut it up and laced it with the timic.
It only occurred to us after the incident that the poachers were probably watching us. because they wait for the animals to die. And once the animals are dead, they get themselves into the enclosures somehow and take whatever they needed. So it's a very scary thought to think that intruders and poachers enter private property and they sit and they watch, and they were just waiting for the animals to die. But we got there before anything happened. We watched our animals suffer. Kai and Elvis were already passed away, and we just watched Hercules and Tariq suffer as they couldn't take breath properly, they couldn't breathe properly. The poison was slowly taking over. And we called all the vets in the area, but nobody in the area responded. We were with Tariq and Hercules when they passed. We were holding them and telling them that we love them, and we're very sorry that we failed them. And it was just very, very hard to watch my boys take their last breath. So right now, what's done is done. And it hurts us extremely, extremely deeply. And we will do everything in our power to keep the remaining cats of Jugomaro as safe as possible.
Timik is so deadly, the animals die within 10-15 minutes. But yeah, like everyone says, we're just so grateful my cats weren't mutilated, because they usually cut off the paws and the heads. Before they used to cut their heads, now it's just the mouth, because they only want the teeth.
If it wasn't for the wolf barking at that time, I think we would have woken up to a completely different scenario where the fences would have been cut and the cats would have been chopped up in pieces. The sad thing about these cats also being killed, I just can't really say how upset and how angry and how frustrated that I am that I didn't actually get to do what I needed to do to just save them. And it's broken me down completely. We haven't had any sleep since Friday. It's been patrolling to protect the rest of the cats now, and yeah, it's just been very heart-sore and heartbreaking, and it's taken a lot on the family, it's taken a lot on everybody around us. I can even see it in the cats that they're actually morbid. They aren't as friendly and as bouncy as they used to be even a week ago, even after we moved in.
These animals have been a part of our lives from when they were cubs. Each of them have their own special story, each of them have their own amazing personality. They each have traits that you'd find in your domestic cat at home.
When I lost the first cats, it's emotions that I don't think anybody can really explain. I can't even explain that. It's like you basically losing your children right in front of you, where they basically die in your arms. But these cats have been with us basically from they were 2, 3, 4 months old, and it's basically me losing brothers that been around me the whole time. So my whole life has been consistent around these cats for the past 9 years. When we moved from Krugersdorp to Vaalwater, within the first night my lions started roaring, because they knew they were home, they were safe, they were going to be looked after. And sadly, over the last 2 weeks, it feels like if I failed because of me not looking after them properly.